In this video, I'm going to be giving you 20 tips and tricks for Ark's Scorched Earth. These are mainly going to be beginner tips, but there could be a few new ones, as well as at the end I'll have some extra Bob Talltails DLC tips, so you can have some for the DLC as well if you have it. Number 1 is to upgrade Fortitude. This is a very important stat to upgrade in the early game, which normally you wouldn't upgrade it so early, so fast, even though I do think it's pretty useful in other maps as well. But upgrading this will basically make it to where you resist the heat and cold more, so you'll be able to resist against the weather of the extreme heat on Scorched Earth. Next is to use boomerangs. Of course, normally you'd use slingshots to knock stuff out, but with Scorched Earth they have the exclusive boomerangs, which are really good and way better than slingshots. You can use them to easily knock stuff out if you know how to use them, which we'll get into that later. Number 3 is what armor you're wearing. Of course, there's cloth armor and hide armor, which most people would just go to hide armor because it's pretty strong, but it actually doesn't have that good heat resistance. It actually gives you less heat resistance, as if you were wearing nothing. But if you look at the cloth armor, you actually have more heat resistance. It's up to 138, and it's 15 per piece, so it's pretty good to wear this if you want to resist the heat. Number 4 is how to use the boomerangs. If you just throw them normally, it's going to take forever for them to come back, and you're not going to be able to use them that quick, and it's going to take forever to knock stuff out, and it might even run away. But if you throw them up against a wall, they will instantly come back to you because they'll hit the wall and then just be forced to come back to you. But you don't have to have a wall behind you. You could throw them at the ground and they'll also do this, which means if you just angle your shots at the ground, you'll be able to instantly have them come back. So when you're trying to knock something out, you just look at the ground basically, or try throwing it at its feet, and it will come back pretty much instantly, and this will allow you to spam it and basically knock stuff out really quickly. Number 5 is always have bolas on you no matter where you go, because Scorched Earth there's a lot of medium-sized dinos like sabers, terror birds, raptors, dire wolves, all that kind of stuff that will be attacking you. Daedons as well, and all of that you can just make it stop right in its tracks if they start attacking you, which is why you need to have bolas on you at all times. So if you do get attacked by these, you can just bola them and run off, or you can try and kill them or tame them. Number 6 is the easy Procoptodon tame. Procoptodons are really useful on this map because they are really fast and can jump really far and are great travel mounts. All you have to do is use billboards and spam them in the direction, and it will easily trap them, and they cannot move no matter what they want to do. And you can just use the boomerang or trank arrows if you want to easily knock them out once you have it in the trap. Number 7 is water skins. You need to always have water skins on you, but definitely more than one. On this map, the water skins drain extremely quickly, so even if you do have them, they might go down to half, and if you have more than 2, you'll be able to drink from both of them, or you can just keep lots of water on you. Number 8 is parachutes. I always recommend having parachutes on you because there's a lot of cliffs and stuff on this map, or you could just get knocked off the side of a cliff by something like a raptor or something, and having the ability to not die from fall damage is always useful. Number 9 is the jerboa. This is a really great early game tame. All you have to do is punch it to knock it out, and feed it a few berries, and you'll have one. And it tells you when weather events are happening. It will have a different sound for each of the different weather events, and that will be warning you that one of these weather events is coming. And number 10, we have oil jug bugs. You can find these around the map, and they give you oil, which of course a lot of people know, but I would definitely recommend taking advantage of this and getting as much oil as you can, because the only other way to get oil on this map is by making an oil pump and putting them on the oil vein. So if you can stockpile a bunch of this early game and store it in some chests, you'll find it really useful when you start making fabricated stuff in the later game. Number 11 is Morellatops will flee when they're alone. If you attack a pack of them, or if one has a baby near it, they will immediately start and come attacking you if you attack them. But if you attack one and it's alone, it will run away and won't attack you. So if you want to tame one or kill one for some hide, it's very good to know that. Number 12 is cactus sap. It's pretty easy to get. You get it from these little cactuses here, harvesting with a hatchet. You get a bunch of it. It is a really great food source compared to berries. If you don't have cooked meat, this is a great food source, because berries will barely give you any food, but cactus sap will give you one food for one cactus, and then you can spam it. As well, it will give you some water as well, so if you're low on water, you can also eat cactus sap, so it's great to have some on you. Number 13 is the whip can pick up items, and as well as you can like harvest stuff with it. So you can harvest berries and stuff, which isn't as useful, but you can get fiber with it as well. But you can also pick up items off the ground, so if you just need to quickly pick something up that's not in reach, you can do that. Number 14 is I would recommend killing every moth you see, unless you want to tame it, of course. But these guys are really useful because they give you a ton of silk, and silk is one of the most useful resources on this map because you can make desert armor as well as making tents, which we'll get into later. But silk is super useful, and you can get a ton of it from these guys. And speaking of, number 15 is tents. I would recommend making one of these as soon as you can, because it will protect you from all the elements and give you insulation. So if you're dying from heat or you're in a storm dying, you can place one of these down and get inside of it and be safe. Number 16 is the Thorny Dragon gathers wood. All the other wood gathering resources, or dinos, like the Therizinosaur, the Beaver, the Mammoth. All those aren't on this map, so the only other option is the Thorny Dragon, and it gets a lot of wood and has a weight reduction on it. So having one of these guys is nice. There's another way to get wood on this map at number 17, is with the Morellatops actually. If you can find a Morellatops and tame it, and you can go up to these plants right here. They kind of look like these little trees. They're like little shrubs, and you can actually harvest them with the Morellatops, and you get a pretty decent amount of wood with them. Number 18 has to do with the new Fossilosuchthys. This is a more of a later game tame and quite hard, but once you do, you can actually harvest a ton of flint with it. If you just sink in the sand and start swimming, you can harvest all the flint just by running into the rocks, and it instantly destroys them, and you can get thousands of flint. This one is good for getting a ton of levels. You can do this on the island as well, but it's also on Scorched Earth as well because Titanosaurs spawn on here. You can get tons of levels by killing them using the Thyla. So basically all you need is a Thyla, a really good crossbow, some arrows, and a magnifying glass. What you do is you hit it, the Titanosaur, and it will do a bleed attack with 5% damage. You need to make sure not to get hit. I would just recommend hitting it and then running off and then checking the health on it with a magnifying glass until it's around about under 10,000. Once you do that, you can't kill it with the Thyla or else you won't get levels. You need to kill it with a crossbow because the guns don't work on it. You have to use the crossbow. Just sit there and shoot it until it eventually dies, and you will get a ton of levels. Right here I got 64, but keep in mind I'm in single player and I was only level 41. But I tried this on my private server when I was like level 90, and I killed one and I got like 10 extra levels on the island, so it gives you a ton of levels. My number 20 is you can now use the Morellatops to irrigate things. So if you don't have a water tap or any water near you that you can put the water taps on, you can use these guys to irrigate all your crops and stuff like that. And then we have some Bob Talltails tips if you have the DLC. And the first one is that you can't place beds on the ground unless you have a foundation, but the coffins you can. You can place them anywhere. And if they don't fit, you can also place them upright as well. So you can fit them pretty much anywhere because these guys work just like a bed and you can respawn at them. And the other tip I have for the Bob Talltails thing is using carts. Right on my Equus I have about 600 metal, and obviously it's not moving because it weighs a ton. But if I put that same metal in a cart that I have attached to it, it can move perfectly fine because it makes the metal weigh 30%. And anything you put in there, it will make it weigh 30% of what it actually weighs, allowing you to carry a ton more stuff with these carts. And then I have a bonus tip because this one is cheating, but if you're just in a single player world and are messing around, this one's quite useful. If you have a weather event, just go to photo mode and scroll down and go to the weather, and you just type clear or put clear skies, and it will instantly clear any weather event that you're having. So you don't have to type in a command to clear it, you just do that and it quickly clears it for you. That's going to be it. If you guys did find this video helpful, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe. Thanks for watching, and bye.